Primary election day, 12 weeks from today. Ohio still has no legislative district maps, either at the state or congressional level.
Yeah, we broke the news to you late last night at 6, and that is that the Ohio Supreme Court rejected a second set of state maps, sending them back to be redrawn. And today was supposed to be the day that we were going to see these new congressional districts, but we didn't.
Supposed to, right? News 5's John Kosick tells us we likely will not see them before Sunday's deadline.
The cancellation of Tuesday's Senate committee hearing, where new congressional maps were to be introduced, followed by the cancellation of Thursday's House session, when those new maps were expected to be voted on, is the clearest indication that there will be no maps before the deadline Sunday, yes, Super Bowl Sunday, which features an Ohio team.
Like the likelihood that the legislature is going to come together, work on a map, and get it done by their deadline is highly unlikely, and it certainly becomes more unlikely when they don't actually show up and have a committee hearing.
Catherine Terser is executive director of Common Cause Ohio and was one of the leaders behind the voter-approved constitutional changes to this and the state legislative redistricting process. That means a 7-member Ohio Redistricting Commission will have 30 days to come up with maps. The same commission that only last night had their state legislative maps rejected for a second time by the Supreme Court and given until the 17th to redraw them.
So 10 days is a very short period of time, but it does take more time to gerrymander or engage in shenanigans than it does to create good state legislative, or for that matter, congressional districts.
Following the court's rejection of the state districts, a spokesman for the Ohio Senate Republicans said Ohio voters, candidates, and the election system now face a constitutional crisis and election system chaos. Candidates have no specific direction regarding the districts for their campaigns, and voters face the uncertainty of additional court-ordered gerrymandering. While there is a concern by some that the Supreme Court will wear down and give in for the sake of getting maps done, Terser says the wording of Monday's ruling says otherwise.
It's very clear that they're not going to put up with nonsense. In fact, they expect fair maps.
So again, to rehash, the Redistricting Commission has now 9 days to come up with state legislative maps. And you have the Super Bowl in the middle of that Governor DeWine's already said he will be attending. Then Monday, if it goes that way, the 30-day state clock will begin on their turn to draw the congressional districts, which also, by the way, takes them past that March 3rd filing deadline to run for those seats.
My head hurts a little bit from this. I'm so glad you're on this. All right, so riddle me this, John. A potential candidate could live in a district today that, say, looks Republican, but might end up living in a district that's a toss-up or even leans Democratic. Then what do they do?
Yeah, Anthony Gonzalez's 16th district currently is a good example of that. At this point, there really hasn't been any word. But remember, the same thing is happening with the state legislative seats. Their filing deadline was last week. Now, the resolution there is candidates can amend their filings. But if you're a new hopeful looking to get into the race, too late.
Again, I am so glad you're on this. Thanks for sorting everything out for us. We'll count on you to keep us updated. John, thank you.